This never stops running. It never stops. From the moment you wake up, you go throughout your day, where to be, and more importantly, when to be. The time you put your head down and time stops, but it doesn't. Tick tock, tick tock. It just keeps going. Have you ever been around somebody who says, hey, I didn't have enough time? It irks you inside, right? Because the truth is we've all been given the same amount of time. It's a gift each one of us have. Time can be something that causes our ability to follow Christ wholeheartedly. It can be a danger to that. It can be a threat to that. How do you use time? Or does time use you?
Yes. Follow me. Me?
Yes, you.
What is happening, guys? Good to see you. I'm so glad you're joining us today. You know, we have been going on this series on Follow Me. And really what we've been trying to do is we've been trying to take different things within the world today in 2020 that are really an enemy to following Christ wholeheartedly. We settled in on this concept of time today. I want to tell you a story. About 12 years ago now, I took a group of young people or college students down to Ecuador. And we were going into the jungles for 14 days. And we had to have 3 days of training from some American missionaries that were down in the capital city of Quito in Ecuador that kind of trained us. They did all kinds of different team building projects, different tests, different personality things, and just, you know, what to do, what not to do. And one of the things that they would do is during the day, they would really bring us in from a worship setting and really get our hearts right. And I remember pacing back and forth because I really was just so amped to get out there and work at the fish hatcheries in the jungle and all of that. And I'll never forget this, me being the leader, me being the pastor. All of a sudden, the head missionary, in front of everybody, he stopped me. He said, "Hey, Justin, I got to tell you something. You have an idol in your life." And I was like, okay, this is going to be weird, a little bit awkward. He said, "Your idol is time. It's your God. You got to watch out for that." And I never will forget that, and I'll never forget how offended I was. And isn't it interesting that we get most offended when something that is exposed in us that's actually true? Because he was right. Time is something that constantly is going, and I feel much probably like you, a bit of a race. You know, the greatest gift that God has ever given us, I believe, is our time. But that gift can become an incredible idol, an incredible blocking point to us actually chasing God fully and being flexible with what he wants us to do at any given time. Our greatest gift can actually become a curse. You know, there's this verse out of the Message that I want to read you today, and it's in James chapter 4. It says this in verse 13, "And now I have a word for you who brashly announce, today at the least, tomorrow. We're off to such and such a city for a year. We're going to start a business and make a lot of money. You don't know the first thing about tomorrow," is what James says. "You're nothing but a wisp of fog, catching a brief bit of sun before disappearing. Instead, make it a habit to say, if the master wills it, and we're still alive, we'll do this or that." You know, the Apostle Paul constantly, when he wrote to the different churches, especially in the book of Corinthians, there were multiple times where he used phrases like this: "I will come see you guys again if the Lord wills." He said at one point, "I hope to stay with you if the Lord permits," meaning this, like he had this constant state of rest with the Lord where his time actually wasn't his own. Meaning the time that God had given him actually was something that he flipped back to actually being a sacrifice and a gift that he invested in what the Lord wanted. Do you use your time like that? Or does your time run you? Does your time become something that you're enslaved to? The people around me that know me really well know this is like a huge weak spot in me, because I love to run by a time. I love to run by a schedule. Nothing wrong with a schedule. When that schedule takes place and takes precedent over what the Lord is speaking to you in the moment, it becomes your God. It becomes an inhibitor of what we've talked about in this entire series, following Him, the true God. Never let the created thing, the gift, become bigger than the giver. Watch out for your time. Is it yours or is it really God's? I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Yes.
Follow me.
Me?
Yes, you.